Oh, I got it. Anything could have got me while my hand was in there.
Like the big spider that came with the boat.
I wasn't thinking about that, but yes. You want me to talk about walls? I spent many hours designing and thinking about how I'm going to do this wall, and I finally figured out a solution. I'm not going to explain why I'm doing it this way or all the things I considered, because honestly it's not important and no one cares. The only thing that really matters is I'm going to be attaching the wall flat. I'm not going to glue it over the fiberglass. I'm going to glue it flush with the fiberglass, and it'll look a lot better. It'll be easier. Doesn't really matter. Let's just get into it. As you can see, the wall is gluing in. Originally I said I was going to put the gas tank in the wall, and that was the plan. I looked into it though, and there are gas tanks that will fit there, but it will be just barely, and it'll be so much more work to try to get them to fit there and then work around the upholstery. So instead, hard mounting a wall there and then trying to fit the gas under the engine well. So if I can create a doorway inside the bench, have that door open up, and then that's where the gas tank will be. That'll be more centralized this direction, and it'll just be a lot easier on me because I don't have to worry about the pads moving and everything there. I'm gonna construct a panel that goes there and goes all the way over to hide kind of the hole a little bit more. That won't be visible because there will be cushions over it, so that hole and that hole aren't a big deal. I also need to construct the wall here still, but that's why I'm gluing in the wall instead of making it removable. It's not necessary to be removable if I'm not putting anything in the wall, and the only thing that'll be run through the wall is wires. I can easily run wires without taking the entire wall off. This is well, there's the wall over there. I started doing this wall over here. I didn't really record any of it, and then I went and did this, and I realized that this isn't how this should be. These planks should be vertical like this over here, and like that over there, just to complete the whole aesthetic. And so I have to figure out how to take these off. Well, I have two options actually. Either I can try and take them off, or I continue this pattern and then just lay planks over it, which would probably be easier. But I cannot help but want to take them off just because there's something in me. I just want to take them off. So I'm going to try that first, and then maybe we'll just go and put more planks over it. Wow, I honestly didn't expect it to be that easy, but luckily some of the veneer came off on the plywood, which honestly won't affect how the pieces fit that much. Like, it's just such a minuscule thickness. So yeah, that was easy. For the first time, something was actually easy on this boat. What the hell? That was awesome. That looks so much better. Look at that. It goes all the way up now. I am very happy that I did that. Totally worth it. The wall here is done. That chair is done. Goes all the way around. This wall is done. there's actually one last part I have to do. It's the ending over there. I'm not sure how I'm gonna end the wood there. So I need to think about that a little longer. I've thought of, there's a couple different ways I could do it. Honestly, I'm just procrastinating and I don't really want to do it yet. So I'm just gonna sand all of the floor and everything flat and make it look good. And that'll give me a nice zen day to kind of think about what I want to do with that little end piece. And the sanding is something that needs to get done eventually, so I'll just go ahead and do it now. A lot of sanding later and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect yet. It'll be perfect, I swear. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Well, it's been a long time since I filmed anything. I put a coat on it. It's really cold out, as you can see. Watch this. Right here, see. I don't think you can see that. It's cold. I can see my breath. I fogged up the lens. Anyway, it's really cold. I got fast cure hardener that should cure even though it's cold, and I'm gonna put the cover over this with a heat lamp in here. I am worried though about bubbles not popping on the surface. It's there, you can see there's like micro bubbles all over the surface. I'm afraid that they're not gonna pop because it's so cold. That means that the epoxy isn't able to flow as well, which also made it really hard to put on. But because it's not able to flow as well, that means the bubbles will have a harder time escaping. So I'm hoping if I put the cover over it and heat it up, it'll cure faster, but also have enough time for bubbles to escape as it heats up. So cross my fingers I don't have to do this floor for a third time. It's the moment of truth. It's the next day. It's been what? When did I leave here? Like 10:30, so 11.
10:30 p.m.
Yeah, 10:30 p.m. Over 12 hours. If the resin was at the right temperature, which it was 35 degrees, so it was really cold. I'm not sure if any of those bubbles escaped, so this is the moment of truth where I'm taking the cover off and we're gonna see. It's not dry, it's tacky, and there's bubbles in it, which is
no bueno.
Tacky means
I can't do anything.
Oh.
I can't put another layer on. I mean, I could put another layer on, but since it has the bubbles, I want to sand it all again and get all those out, which is, it sucks that I have to do that, but I have a fix. My solution to prevent the bubbles is that I'm gonna heat up the resin so that the resin is super thin and can flow really easily, and then the bubbles can escape. As for curing, it didn't cure, so I don't know how to fix that because I can't really get it warmer other than just waiting for it to be warmer. Excuse the noise, but it's been 24 hours and it's now dry. How do I say this? Yesterday I put this heater here and I put a board over it and then I put the whole thing over it to try and trap the heat in a little bit better. No longer tacky. It only took 24 hours, but that's a good method to do it, so I'll keep that in mind for next time when I do the next few layers. That is a relief that is actually dry. That saves me so much headache. I was genuinely concerned about that. Just because it's dry does not mean that I'm going to go and continue to sand it and finish all the rest of the layers. I do not have time for that. Somebody might be coming to help me sand the boat so that I can prep it for paint, and then I might also have somebody coming to help me spray the boat soon, which means that I need to get this boat prepared for spray as soon as possible. That first layer took way too long to dry. I don't have days and days to wait for every single layer to dry. I only have a couple days before I can get this help. That being said, the floor is not that protected. One thin layer of epoxy is not going to do it. It still needs more protection while you're walking on it to make sure you don't mar the wood again, and I don't actually have to sand below the epoxy. So that is going to be a slight inconvenience, but that is much better than having nothing on the floor. So with that, I'm going to put some beauty shots in, and that'll be the end of the video, finishing the walls and the floor for now. Next week, paint.